was
isn't
that?
isn't Kobe just
Oh
everlasting?
my
Isn't his
gosh.
voice
It
just
is.
everlasting? We had to put him in that drop. I think what he's doing for us spiritually right now is so heavenly, heavenly, heavenly. Um, with his strength permeating through the universe, I feel stronger. I feel motivated. I feel inspired. You know, people keep asking what's it all about? Why are we losing so many people at this time? And I try, and I know it's hard because it's hurtful. You know, I lost my brother. I have some friends that has lost some people very close to them, and you know we all lost Kobe, but I don't like to look at it as a lost. As a loss. I'm sorry. I don't like to look at it that way. I like to think about what we've gained. If we subscribe to the fact that energy cannot be killed nor destroyed, then we could understand that we can benefit from the energy that has just been released from the apparatus of Kobe into this universe. And so, with all the love that he had, all the skill sets, the motivation, everything that he has, now we all get to benefit from it. Gianna, with her light, she was a light. We know
Yeah,
it.
she was beautiful.
Uplifting.
Yeah.
She was a front runner for women's basketball, even as a little child. And sometimes, when I believe personally, sometimes when we're off track, sometimes before we came, we sent ourselves reminders. Jesus was a reminder. But like what we all tend to do, like all things, we tend to persecute the people that come to remind us. I don't know why. I don't have that answer, but I know we do. But
Is that
and
just
then
our nature, or what? I mean, is
I
that
don't
the
know.
nature of humankind? I mean, I'm not going to say tear down, but I just wonder what it's all about, because it's the same thing with Nipsey. It's been the same thing with a lot of different people. So you wonder why, like, why?
I think we
You
get
have to answer,
intimidated.
Samira.
I think we get intimidated. I think we get intimidated when someone is showing us who we really are, how great we supposed to be. We get that intimidation because I think we feel ashamed. I think we feel like, wow, this is what I'm supposed to be, and I haven't reached that yet. Only time that you stop living is when you stop creating.
Right.
When you see someone just down in the dumps, just kind of lost, and they just nothing else, they don't have anything else, it's because they stop creating. They stop being able to visualize and see themselves further than what they are.
That's when they say you get stuck.
When you're stuck.
Yeah.
When you're stuck. And then this person, this big, even in regular life, like this, Pretty Girl Chronicles, this bigger person walks in the door, reminding you of who you can be.
Yeah.
And you use that person as an excuse not to succeed. Well, if I had this, then I could have did that.
Well,
That's not true.
Can I piggyback on that? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. For myself, I'll say, I said there was a time where I wanted to give up on what I'm doing. And, I kind of, it's called the blame game, and I can admit to certain things in my life where I'm like, I blame my past, or I blame this person because I'm not where I'm at, or blame, that. And then what I did, I just took a second, I stepped back, and I said, because you can fool everybody's social media, but it's like you can't really fool yourself, because only you know your real story. You've been with you for all your life. I've only came into your life at a certain moment of time, but you've been there. Even your husband, you've been there all your life. So you can only fool yourself. So I'm sitting here and I'm going, did I really put 100%? Before I say I want to give up on everything, or I feel like I need to blame this or that, did I really put 100%, like really like invest in myself, take the time to get up, like leave everybody alone and focus on what I really need to do? Nope. And then I decided to come back, reschedule, prep myself, and then now I'm living that, like, okay, No, I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming. I didn't put the gun in you. You didn't put the gun in my mouth and tell me I did that. You know, I decided to stick around when I knew, I knew that I was supposed to get up out of this situation, this relationship, this person, that crew of people. When I knew, but I just decided to stick around. It's not their fault, it's mine. So my point is that I took the time to reevaluate, re-edit what's in my mind and control my destiny. And a lot of people don't really do that. They just go about life without writing things down, controlling and re-editing your life, and reconstructing yourself. You have time. Everybody says life is short, but I don't think it's the life is short. It's that the life that you're doing isn't like put together properly. You're wasting your life on time, thinking about the time.
So you think they should have a plan? Basically, you're saying a plan.
Yes, like
no
you do
distractions.
anything. Well, there's always going to be distractions, but the thing is, we live off of time.
But control your distractions, because I have a problem with that. I get distracted by so many things, and there's times I'm like, I can control this. I can stop this from happening, or what I'm saying? Like,
you can walk out.
right.
Have you ever just talked to someone on the phone and you're like, I don't even talk to this person no
Yeah.
more, and they're like, hello? Oh, there was
don't
a
know
bad
what happened.
connection. Yes.
I do it all the time. No, I'm
You
just
can.
like-
I used to love it with the flip phones. You can slip. But I'm just
Everybody
saying,
gonna be like,
you
"What?
could
That's what
just
she been doing."
You can just go. If you want to play piano or fly a plane, you have the ability to take that
Yeah.
time to do that.
Creation.
You
Yeah.
can create
Creation.
your life.
Creation.
Don't wait for the world to create one for you. I mean, create your own world. If not, the world will create one for you.
That's
That's
right.
true.
That's Action Jackson.
It's all about creation and imaging. And we say
Yes.
the phrase is, we were made in God's image.
Yeah.
Imaging, imagination. Imagination is everything. As a child, we have a huge imagination, and at some point, and our parents, they just didn't know any better. We're waking up in this.
Oh my gosh, did they not.
in this last, I would say, this last 10 years. I think the whole world is starting to wake up, become awake.
because of social
But
media. and
prior
all
to that, they didn't. Our parents didn't know any better. They would tell us things like, stop playing. You're just imagining that, or you have an imaginary friend. That's not real. So there's really no difference between.
Actually said, wait a minute.
There's
wait.
really no difference between image and material. Material is the manifestation of image. Image, root word, imagine. Image, God's image. God imaged us. God used his imagination
Yeah, to
to
make
create us. So how strong and how important is imaging? Image is everything. And until you see it, it can't be achieved. If you don't see yourself waking up in the morning, going to your car, then it won't happen. You have to create through imaging. Imaging is creation. Imagination is everything. Image is everything. So when you stop seeing yourself, seeing the progressive part of your life, when you stop seeing yourself making money, winning, being in that movie you want to be in, creating that TV show you want to create, when you stop seeing that, see, you're the only determiner. There's no one pulling strings. We're not puppets on a string, and certainly God is not sitting there with a sin stick saying, "Bad,
Right.
I'm not gonna
Right.
give you any bad."
Yeah.
That's not happening. Instead, what has happened is we've been given all the tools, everything we need. As you were touching on earlier, if you wanted to be an astronaut, you can just think about it and become that
create it.
because it's in there.
Yeah.
So we've been given everything in this huge canvas
And it's here.
with all the paints in the world, all the paintbrushes in the world, and carte blanche to just do what we want. Let's see what you paint. Let's see what picture you come up with. Let's see what
Everything
story
that
you
we
create.
have here has actually on this planet, and we just have to find it and then create the clock, the technical stuff. Well, they say the aliens came and dropped it, and then we had to figure that out. But that's another story. I
We
don't
have
think-
unlimited resources that
we
are not
have
being,
stuff. I don't want to go there with you.
that
Like, where
is
is he
not
going
being
right
shoveled
now?
in from another planet.
but like what's her Felicia
Rashad.
Mm-hmm.
She had a great story where she said that she was living in a house with real creative people, her sisters, her sister who did Fame and whatnot and whatever. And one day, she always wanted to ice skate. So what she did was she took baby powder and put it on the kitchen floor. It's a big kitchen floor. So she put this baby powder all on the kitchen floor for her and her sisters. And she started ice skating on the baby powder in the kitchen.
Okay.
So she thought, you would think that, a mother, especially the black mother, what the hell you doing with all the damn baby powder
Yeah,
fucking up
I
my
know
damn
my mama would.
But her mother understood the creativity and let her do that.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
cool to let her do that. Me, I'm a kid. The kids across the street wouldn't let me play on the slip and slide. Okay, so what I did, I put some trash bags together, and I decided to create my own slip
You did
and
that?
slide. Yes.
So did I.
I put some. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, you see this knot on my head over here?
Oh, Lord.
So I decided to put this trash bags on the grass and slide on my feet rather than on my belly, and I slipped and hit the asphalt. But I was creative about doing so. So I'm saying, yes, you have to create your thing, and just don't let nobody else do. You have the tools, like you said, they're all around us. Why
In
are we
us.
why are
They're
we
in
waiting?
us.
Why are we waiting for someone to
in
give
us.
to hand us our Bentley, to hand you your Mercedes or your dreams? Get up and do it yourself. You hear it from
Or you're not going to be in it until you can see yourself get in it.
yeah.
I think we have a caller, though.
Oh, we do.
We have a caller that wants to call in or that wants to chime in on this spiritual release.
I'm gonna put my.
We got Antoine on the line.
Antoine.
What's up, Antoine?
What's up? Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, TT? How you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself, Antoine?
I can't complain. You sound so eloquent and beautiful
Thank
and
you.
godlike.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Damn, yeah,
Thank
you
you.
just forgot about the
Actually,
whole team.
Thank you.
Mute
Thank
his
you,
mic-
Antoine.
Mute his mic, please.
I
Thank you.
sound so.
Mute his mic.
What was
Mute his
say
mic.
again? I was what? No,
Go ahead, Antoine.
Hey, no, I'm just saying y'all sound really good, man. Like I like the energy. My auntie has always been, a goddess and the way she moves and maneuvers.
Hey.
So it just me and my wife were sitting here watching her, and I was just like, look at my auntie queen. Like I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I love to see growth, especially amongst us. So that's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you,
I like it.
Antoine. Appreciate you calling in. You want to chime in on this spiritual release? You want to talk about anything in particular?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I got a book that I wrote last year.
Okay.
It's called From the Beginning. Mirrors Don't Lie,
All right.
and it just talks about like you said. I think you talked about a little bit earlier, and you talked about we're just in a different mindset.
Mhm.
Christianity was introduced in slavery, so a lot of times we go through that. We go to that as the first. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we got to go through this, and this is going to get us to the next level. But like you were dropping some bombs, and it took some years for me to find out, being raised as a certain religion, that I had to grow past that and realize that, when you have a certain gift as you do, TT, and leading a family and saying like it's okay to have a gift and be outside the box because
Right.
Often when you have a certain gift it's looked down upon.
Huh.
You should get a job.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so like it definitely like enlightened me because you have something that you can't get away from and you try to
Yep.
and you try to run away from it.
That's right.
And then you try to do drugs, you try to smoke a little weed,
Mhm.
try to have a little drink, and you still can't get away from it.
Mhm.
It still haunts you.
Mhm.
And so you realize, like, man, this is something that I'm blessed with. It's
Yeah.
not a curse. It's a
Not
curse and a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a curse and a blessing because it's like, dang, my mind won't let me do anything but this.
Right.
And so
That's right.
It's just so amazing. Like everything that you were saying, and like the bombs you're dropping, you're dropping so much intellect but it takes a long time to get there. And you know, at 31 years old, I'm just now getting there. I dropped a book last year.
What's the name of your book? What's the name of the book?
Pardon?
What's the name of the book?
It's called From the Beginnings, Mirrors Don't Lie. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
You know, and I talked. It just talks about just like my first journey. I broke both of my legs twice.
Wow.
I was a father. My son doesn't know his mother. Ironically, we was actually in the same room at the emergency room because my wife broke her finger, and his mother, that he hasn't seen in 8 years, was standing sitting right across from her, and he didn't even know that was his mother.
Wow.
You know, yeah. I talk about a lot of things. You know, a lot of things that, you know what I mean. Like when you're growing up, you're told not to say or anything, and I don't put too much out there, but just enough to feel comfortable, because you gotta feel good about being yourself. And I think that's what what my auntie was talking about. You got to feel good about coming out and breaking those stereotypes and saying, hey, it's okay. You know what I mean? I've been through this. This is me. This is my journey.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Antoine.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We got to look for that book,
No problem.
Antoine Robinson.
Oh, yeah, it's on Amazon.
Amazon.
It's on Amazon. You go get it, girl.
All right. Say the name of it one more time for the listening audience can hear it. What's it called again?
Antoine Robinson, and Antoine, the French way. Robinson, the comedian. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the above.
Okay. All right, Antoine. Thank you for chiming in with us.
Yes, thanks for calling, Antoine.
Love you, TT.
I love you too. Stay focused. 2020 vision, baby. All right. That call-in number is 646-378-0355. If you just want to get in on the conversation or say hello to us, because this is our first night on the air. We in UBN Studios, baby.
Hey.
Burbank, California. Across the street from Warner Brothers, we got Tony Sweet.
Whoop, whoop.
You know what I'm saying? Holding it down for us, man. We having a good time. This is our first night. You know, we wanted to just have you guys get to know us for a little bit before we start bringing in guests. We have awesome guests lined up for the rest of this month.
Indeed, indeed.
But we definitely wanted to take a moment to say hello to you all personally. And so you can not only hear us, but see us.
Yes.
Want to give a shout out to Drip the Mic Network.
Drip the Mic Network.
Yes, my brother Aziz, the pulmonologist, put me on. Just want to shout out to him one more time. Thank you for allowing me to present 2020 Vision on your network. We really appreciate it. We have a lot to say, a lot to show you guys, a lot of talented things, a lot of talented people, a lot of talented things coming your way.
Yes.
And, you know, we just ready to get it popping. How you feeling, Fierce One? You've been quiet today.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm just, you know, spiritual release. No, you're more well-spoken on those things, so I'll let you go. But I'll back you up.
But you got some spirituality going. What I know you don't want to kind of get into this.
Devil's been
but we did something. We did some things, you know, your father.
We did. Amira, I've been around Amira through her whole journey of spirit. Well, I don't know if was you just starting?
Not the whole journey.
Not the whole journey, but I'm saying on coming through with your gifts and
I'll tell you what you were there for. So you were there when I started to share about hearing from Michael Jackson and Nipsey Hussle, and you did encourage me, because when I played the video for you that Nipsey Hussle had given me a message to give to the people. You were used at that time as a vessel. When I was in Bahrain, but I came back to do a show, and you and I talked about the message that Nipsey Hussle had given me after he passed, and I made a YouTube video. And when I showed it to you, you kind of just flipped out. You were like, oh my God, I got to get this to them. And you were the first one to tell me that what was going on with the Rolling 60s. And I don't want to say too much on the air.
Yeah.
But you were the one. But you the one that told me what that message meant and why it needed to get to who it needed to get to.
Right.
And then you were actually there when we were watching the funeral. Because we were supposed to go. We had press passes to go, but it was so congested down there. By the time we would have got there, we wouldn't have been able to get in. So
Right.
we wound up watching the funeral on at the hotel.
Right.
And you saw his mother, his best friend Nunu, and the I think it was a pastor that did the eulogy at the
Right.
end.
Right.
You saw all three of them have a portion of my message that you had seen, and Nipsey had given them each a portion of my message to say at the funeral. And you looked at me, you said, "I'll be damned."
Right.
And then,
That was crazy.
then you were there, the witness, because I kept saying, I just want to be in that energy, because we didn't get a chance to go to the funeral. We didn't get to go down to the 25-mile radius that they drove
Now
the
this
casket
is the
through.
beautiful part. Was
Yeah.
about to,
And I kept on saying, I just wanted to be in that energy. I just wanted to be there. I just wanted to be there. And then we walked out the hotel room.
and we see Lamborghinis pulling up. We see SUVs, and guess who it is?
It's
the
his
whole family.
He brought them
Not
to me.
the friends. We
Yeah.
seen who was it?
It was
YG,
it was
Big
everybody.
Boy,
Everybody that was
Lauren
at the
London.
funeral
Yeah,
that was on that stage
Yeah.
was in front of our hotel.
right.
And Lauren London, everyone. And Nipsey all day that day kept saying to me, "I'm gonna hook you up. I got you. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up." Because I kept saying I want to be in that energy. And we walked out of the hotel, and they were
And
all
they were
right
all
there.
coming up. Yeah, that was crazy.
And I said to you, I said, "I need you to do me a favor." I said, I want to start doing readings for my friends and family, and I want you to have me contact someone that I don't know anything about and I wouldn't know anything about. And you said your biological father.
Yeah, let's talk to him. So I'm telling her about him. I don't even know if I told you much. I just said I wanted to talk
We were
to
having
him.
sushi, your favorite thing to eat.
And I told you that he had passed. And I mean, not soon after I said that, like she starts describing who he is and describing the thing, like what he looks like, how he says my name, the cigarettes he smokes. It was all, and I'm like, it was, I mean, he was there.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, she delivered a lot of cool messages to me, things that I didn't know, and then things that I did know to reassure me that it was him. And to me, that was like a moment of, I felt relieved. I felt relieved. I was happy that he was in a good place, and I was happy that he was able to connect with me, because I remember when you called him in, you kept saying, all he keeps saying is, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you," and it was like emotional, like so. I didn't get to see my dad before he passed. I hadn't seen him in like he went away when I was 3, and he died 11 years later. He went to prison and died 2 weeks after he got out of prison. And so, yeah, I didn't get to see him.
Yeah.
So it was like closure for me.
Yeah.
And I told her not to talk about this because I get emotional, but it's okay. I'm here, Daddy.
Well,
I'm keeping it
You
together.
owe me. You owe me.
He's right here like,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel
yeah.
you.
Yeah. And the one thing they all want to say, anyone that we that I contact, or anyone that and you know, I thought that they were coming to me, but they told me, "No, you coming over here." So I'm just nosy enough. I'm just nosy enough to walk over there into the 4th dimension and see what's up. Like, how y'all doing? Who over here? Let me
Right.
talk to y'all. But what they all want to say all the time, every time I contact someone, is, "I love you." They love you. They're just full of love and light. They're the best they ever was, the best they ever will be. They're with God. They're with, perfect, positive, pure energy.
Yeah.
And they just want to be acknowledged. It's like if, we're all close, and if I drop dead right now, the apparatus is the only thing that's not alive anymore. That means I have taken my focus from this body and refocused it into pure positive energy. I've turned back into my higher self. I've reconnected with God, everything that is, everything that it always will be. I'm a part of everything. But that doesn't mean I'm not here anymore. I'm right here. I'm still right here. And so imagine me trying to get your attention, and you're like, "Ooh, it's a ghost moving shit around." You know what I mean? No, it's just me. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to say, "Hi, guys.
Yeah.
I want to get back into the conversation. I want to chime in. I want to talk to you guys." So the other thing they always tell me to tell you all is that you can do this yourself. Just
Yeah,
tune
you
in.
kept telling me that. Yeah.
He just wanted to talk to you. He wanted to have that personal conversation with you. You didn't really need me. When you hear that thought that, your dad used to say, or your mom used to say, or your auntie used to say, or your uncle, your cousin used to say, when you hear that thought, you're actually experiencing them at the moment. You know, you say, well, what's the difference between me talking to myself and spirit talking to me? None. There is no difference. Because if you subscribe to the fact that God is inside of you, if you subscribe to what we call the Holy Spirit is inside of you, then isn't it you that you're speaking to? Why would there be a difference? Ponder on it for a second. Ponder it. You're only going to tell yourself to do the right thing. You're only going to feed yourself. You're only going to serve yourself. Who else can you serve? You're inside of yourself. So.
Action is over there thinking, what are you thinking about?
I'm inside myself.
Yes.
Really?
And that's where you get the best information.
So when I said
really
I was
inside
there
myself.
from the beginning, let me say not the beginning. Well, I'm saying
thought
I
I was
wasn't even
outside of
talking about
myself.
the readings for this. I'm talking about when we started experimenting with going to the psychic. That was my first experience. We went to the psychic because
Okay.
I was always told that the psychic is the devil. Now, please give me the
Wait. The psychics are the
I,
devil.
yeah, I mean, I grew up
Oh,
in
yeah,
a
the psychics.
Christian
Don't go
home,
over there
small.
and talk to
Yeah,
him,
like that's
man.
the devil. You're not supposed to go to psychics. God, you'll be punished for that. So
You
I
be
never,
punished for seeing your future.
yeah. So I don't know if y'all heard the same thing.
Oh
but
yeah, I mean, we've all, you know what I mean. We've all been,
Those
and
gypsies.
again, it wasn't their fault. They were only regurgitating what they were taught, you know. But like I said, this generation and this day and time in the last 10 years, I think the whole world is starting to wake up. You're hearing a lot about consciousness and meditating and creativity, and you create your own reality and all that. It's a movement, you know. Now everyone is starting to wake up. I think evolution is happening. I think it's important. We have to move us along. We have to move this universe along. We have to. It's us. It's us who created.
Right.
It's us. We came together and made a decision. You know, so now it's art. We have to move this, this universe alone. We have to move this earth alone. We have to create other planets.
Yeah.
We have a lot of work to do. So the distractions is when we start fighting against each other, because we're the strongest when we're connected. We're God. So we have to move this along. So I think us waking up at this time is not a coincidence. We all at some point in time made a decision. It's time to wake up, and it's time to evolve ourselves, evolve our planet. And so that's where we're at right now. Because we were taught the way we were taught, that anything outside of church and Christianity is evil. So that's like saying that just because I'm not aware of this knowledge, it must be evil.
Right.
So school is evil then, I guess. College is evil, I guess. I guess all those evil professors are in there teaching us evil shit.
Right.
No, it's just lack of knowledge. But once you gain knowledge, then it's up to you to act responsible
Yeah.
and take that knowledge and evolve yourself.
So it's not evil. The actual act is not evil. You could just use it for evil, maybe, and that's what it was.
I mean, it depends. We
Anything
have
can
free
be
will, so whatever
used
you
as for
depending
evil,
on
yeah.
chocolate could be evil shit.
Right.
Depending on what you decide to do with it. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so is a psychic not holy, but a prophet or a prophetess in church holy? Like, how was that? Who made that decision?
Good question.
You know what I mean? Like, who decided that one was holy and one was not?
Maybe we should bring each
Right.
one. Let's go to war. Let's
That'll be the whole show. that'll be a 2-day show right there. And it's not to say that we don't love and honor God. I personally believe that we were meant to be all that we can be, all that we are. And I personally don't believe that anything is wrong with exploring and learning and reconnecting with yourself, remembering yourself. When you think about remember, you think about the word remember, becoming a member of your higher power, becoming a member of yourself again, reconnecting with yourself. When you remember, that means you're rejoining your higher consciousness. And so as we continue to remember who we are, we continue to elevate. And nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that third eye being popped open so that you can see beyond what we have created here. We all agree on this room right now.
Yes, nothing's wrong with But yeah, that's why I said
He just want to say
Yeah,
something. It
just
don't matter.
let me-
It don't matter.
no,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. That's what I'm agreeing with. You.
okay.
I'm agreeing with you. Create your own world, or they'll create one for you.
Back to that. That sounds yeah.
You know.
And then outside of the psychic world, you also brought Reiki to me. That I don't know if that was the beginning. I think you said you took classes, but one night I was feeling some type of way, and you was like, you know what, I'm gonna do Reiki on you. So that was another thing. I didn't, from the beginning. So I wasn't just talking about the reading for people that have passed, but just the many things that that came to you during that time. Another thing is, I think we took some time away from each other, and then when I came back to you, you were doing tarot reading, and that was new. So that's what I'm saying from the beginning.
Yeah.
That was the beginning. I'm like, okay, let's explore this now.
Yeah.
So you're always bringing new spiritual things to my way for me to open my eyes and to help me explore my own spirituality. And just like you said about the readings thing, I think once I opened up my mind to letting people from the other side visit me. I had a visit from my uncle.
Oh yeah.
that I hadn't
Tell us
seen.
about that.
That was a brief meeting, and I'm still trying to figure out what he was saying to me. But he came to me, and it was really brief. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I knew that when I seen him, I'm like, oh wow, he's not supposed to be here. I remember saying, he's not supposed to be here. What are you doing here? But when he came, he looked me in my eyes, and he was real stern, and he said, "Take care of that baby." And I'm like, in my head, like, what baby? Like, is there a new baby on the way? Is there something I don't know? And then I said, okay, I will. And he said, no, take care of that baby. And he like stern. I'm like, okay. And then he went away. That was it.
Remember when your Lala, I mean not Lala, I'm sorry. You remember when Mackenzie that night, that particular night, because I was visiting you that night, and then I left, and then you had the. You remember when Mackenzie, she was just she couldn't settle down. And it wasn't even, at this point, it wasn't even her anymore. It wasn't even her will. She was just all over the place. Yeah. And then when you laid her down, you laid hands on her, which is Reiki. I did go to go get attuned. I did go to a class and I got what is called attuned. But we naturally do Reiki, especially as mothers. We have healing energy in our hands, and we're able to manipulate the energy, and we're also able to focus on the positive energy inside of other human beings. So especially like our children, when we lay hands on them, we're not focusing on the sickness, we're focusing on their healing, which is what Jesus was doing. So when you laid your hand on her, you said to her, whatever that spirit is, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. And so then later on, you got the visitation from your uncle saying, take care of that baby. And so you had already started going down that road. Your mind had already started to come into focus. That energy was already there. That tone was already set. Your uncle was the confirmation. Take care of that baby. And even if you have to heal her, even if you have to lay hands on her, take care of that baby.
Yeah,
so
he was real big on kids. Even when I was little, it was always, that's my champ, leave my champ alone. He was always, my champ got to be right here. So he loves the kids in our family. So I'm sure, I'm gonna do my good job. I'm gonna do my deed.
And that, you guys, has been Spiritual Relief.
Hello, you guys. It's me, Amira, the songstress, and you've been tuned into 2020 Vision. I'd like to thank you guys for chiming in with us. I love all your support. But remember, subscribe and also ring that bell so that you can get notifications when we upload a new video. And remember, stay focused like 2020 Vision.